Welcome to the final part of Abzû, and in this part we're going to be covering chapters 7 and chapter 8, although chapter 8 is really just credits, so I'll probably use that as an opportunity to sort of give my overall final thoughts on things. But right now what we're doing in chapter 7 is we are reviving our good friend the shark, and Chapter 7 is probably my favourite part of the game. And yeah, this does mean I'm going to be squeeing over this game even more than I was in the opening. As difficult as that might be to believe, but if you see now we've connected with not only healed our friend the shark, but we've also powered up ourselves, because, you know, we took quite a bit of damage at the end of chapter 5. And there's a lot of stuff this could be kind of symbolic for. That maybe it's the power of friendship, maybe it's the power you get from overcoming a difficulty. Even just going into the light here and we've accepted our end times. Like, this could, for all I know, this could be symbolic for the afterlife. I don't know if this is symbolic for the afterlife or if this is just us in our sort of epic finale, but this is what I love so much about this. These have been our biggest obstacle so far in this game, and now we can just blast through them like it's nothing, and that is such a powerful kind of feeling. The word I can use to describe this chapter is catharsis. We had a lot of tension in the red section with all the explosives and the tightly packed corridors. And then we went to that little water palace, we healed ourselves, we healed our shark, and now we've come and we're overpowering everything. All these things that like hurt us, the things that nearly killed us or possibly did kill us, we don't really know. We can just like completely destroy them now. And the fact as well of what doubles this up is as we destroy these, we see the greenery developing on the pyramid shape. So this pyramid shape, which was the thing hurting the wildlife beforehand, hurting the aquatic life, now we are just bringing everything back to how it should be. We're restoring nature, we're restoring the beauty of nature, and along the way we're also attracting all these little schools of fish, all in their respective species. They're all following us along because they have faith in us. They've seen us and the shark, and we can just make their world better for them. And it's just so... it's a release, it's catharsis, it's just undoing the things that were a stress on the environment beforehand. Oh my god, this chapter is just like a perfect payoff to a beautiful game, and I love it so much. And if I'm going into my thoughts now, I will say this is a very rare kind of game where I can say I love basically everything about this. Everything about the game, its presentation, its music, it's just general gameplay. Like, I know there's not really much in terms of gameplay here, we are just swimming around, but the gameplay there just works so well. There's an implied narrative that is enough to give us stuff to work with, but also enough to let us work things out for ourselves, to come to our own conclusions. It's basically a perfect video game. And that's something that I don't really think I can say about a lot of things. There's the absolute biggest flaw I could say to this is a minor little nitpick I had in the palace chapter, the underwater palace chapter. But like, it's just so cool. And if you look where we're at now, the colour scheme in the background at the top of the section we just jumped up, that is the same as that little, I guess it's not a hub world, but like the little hub where we were interacting with things in the earlier chapters. It's just, you know, it feels like everything's wrapped up in this final chapter, And now there's one more thing left here. You see this? This is I guess the last of the pyramids here. Oh yeah! Look at this! Look how great this is! Like, just no matter what they try to do to stop us, and we can just overpower them. And the way the particle effects here just pop out of the screen, it's like this red stuff that was intimidating to us a couple of chapters ago. Now we just completely ruled over it. I love it. And this little scene here makes me think that maybe it is a metaphor for some kind of afterlife, because we were swimming directly up towards the white light, and that is like a traditionally symbolic thing for death. But at the same time, it could be the idea of death and rebirth again, which is something they covered in the earlier chapters as we went over. And I just think that no matter what you take away from this game, it will be something positive at the end here. I get that some people maybe wouldn't be so keen on the overly tense parts of the game, but it's one of those things, it's kind of like you can't appreciate the day without night, you can't appreciate safety without danger, and all these different emotions that flow through you, flow through your mind while you're playing this game, while you're experiencing this game. Everything just... I'm gushing. I am doing a lot of gushing here. And there's a reason for it. Is Abzû the best video game I've ever played? That's debatable in itself. I know there's a lot of different things that you can judge a game for. I think there are traditional games that I would say on the whole, if I'm going to say a favourite game, would be it, purely because they're more gameplay focused. But in terms of pure experiences, in terms of experiences that you can have through a form of entertainment media, and I'm putting this in the same category really as books, as films, as basically anything that you would do just to experience something, Abzû is definitely up there. It's just such a wonderful work of art. And I mean every word of that completely sincerely. This is honestly one of the best pieces of entertainment media I have ever experienced in my life. And this conclusion here of, in the final credits chapter, of swimming around on our great white shark, and I just think of, even throughout all this discussion, there's still so much more I could say about this game. If you play this for yourself, you will experience this just like I have, and that's why I think, even if you've watched all this through, you should still download the game, play it, experience it, because there is so much to take in here. But in terms of things that I haven't explicitly covered in this playthrough, because the way I've done this is I played through this on my second run, so I'd already done like the finding things, but there's extra elements to it that you'll experience on your first playthrough. Like there's the little pools of fish that you can release. They're prompts as, you know, you go up to them and you interact with certain things. You get to go to all the meditation spots on your own, and there's also other bits and pieces, other shells that you can find, and it's just such an amazing experience. This is a good way to have a credit sequence for this kind of game, because now, after everything that's happened, while it's only been about an hour, this game is only very short, but I feel we've been through so much. And to have this as our conclusion of just us and our great white shark friend in this wonderland, this paradise, this is like the good future we made for ourselves through the power of our connections. And even going beyond that, like, what are we? We're clearly not human. Maybe we were like the bad guys who went rogue on them, and we just went diving to maybe get a feel for the other side, and we over time just decided to help free nature, liberate nature. I don't know. And there's one theory that this great white shark is the last of its kind, and so maybe we've done a good deed by letting the great white shark species have a like good ending, maybe. But all this gushing aside, we have now reached the end of the Abzû playthrough. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you will give it a go for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Flameclaw, and this has been Abzû. I'll see you next time for another playthrough. Bye bye for now.